As you can see, TSX, it is on correction. So you could expect major stocks on similar trend. Big example being Shopify. So it's also on correction, and we can expect it to come down for a couple of more days, and maybe from here it can reverse, or if the market continues on downtrend, then it might drop further, which means major stocks on TSX, you could see that they are also under correction. RSI and Williams are also confirms the downtrend of TSX. So in coming week, if you see some of the big cap stocks are going through correction, that won't be a surprise. If we go through Nasdaq, even for Nasdaq 100 index, you could see on 8th of Jan it was at peak, and then it has started on correction. It has reached its mid Bollinger. So for Nasdaq 100 index, the stocks which are under Nasdaq 100, some of the stocks you might see they might trade up on Monday, and if the index moves up. If the way sell-off happened on Friday, if it continues, then you might expect it to drop down further. Again here, like TSX, RSI and Williams are downward. But since it has reached this mid Bollinger Band, and being Monday being closed, so it opens on Tuesday, which means on Tuesday usually the stocks on Nasdaq they drop. So it could happen that it might still drop further. But I'm expecting a mix of some stocks going up, and major stocks they might still be down, like on Saturday. Yeah, sorry, like on Friday. Vivek sir, would you like to add anything?
No, I think that is the normal trend across the globe so far. We are all at a rallied point. A small minor correction is very healthy for the market, and that is what is happening just now.
Right. Okay. So, any other questions on the indexes? If not, then we can go to the requests. I can see.
I want to ask one question, Kumar.
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, I'll note down.
So, so a stock like BlackBerry, which is listed both on TSX and US Stock Exchange. So one market is closed and other is open. So how does it work? Like, will the prices be different than like in Canada? Because if it goes up on Monday, so are they independent or they're always connected via the exchange rate? This is just for my knowledge.
Yeah, since it is dual listed, the TSX exchange is open. It would still continue trading, and
Okay.
if the, let's say, BlackBerry stock drops on Monday, on Tuesday when the one is it on New York Stock Exchange or Nasdaq? In either way, the one which is listed in US stock market would have a gap down opening. If it closes higher, then it would have a gap up opening.
Oh, okay, so it will account for the changes on Monday, which happens on TSX. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. So, shall we go to Apple?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, let's go. Apple. Okay. Yeah. So Apple is on downtrend. It, it was at its peak on 29th of December, and since then it is on downtrend and is almost about to touch the lower Bollinger Band at 125.3. So you might expect one more day of low, one or two more trading days, and then it might start reversing from around $125. So those who are waiting for Apple to drop and get in, it could be a good time to get in. So keep a watch on Tuesday, Wednesday. Most probably on Tuesday, you might uh, get in around 125 or 125.5. So those who are looking to get in could keep a buy limit order, and if it hits, your order might execute.
Kamal, they have their earnings in 10 days. So any consideration to that? Like, should we wait or should we buy? Or I think they have earnings call in 10 days.
So I would say if you're getting
I
around this price,
okay.
and if the earnings is on 10 days, um, you might be able to get in around 125, and in about 10 days it might reach up to 135. So you could expect a $10 gain if the earnings date are around 10 days. And if you see after earnings, previously it has gone up.
Okay. Okay.
So so $10 would be minimum, but after earnings, it gave a gap up opening. Over here, after one day, it gave a gap up opening. Over here, it went up. So you could
Hmm.
easily expect it to at least touch 135, or in a better case, even go beyond that.
Uh,
So
wh-
yeah.
what do you mean by earning? I'm sorry. Is this a technical term?
Like they're going to release their, I think, financial results.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So most of the companies are expected to release their earnings each quarter on how the company is performing. Based on that,
Right.
investors can choose to invest more or take out their investments. So it's a very important, I would say, event, apart from what the company usually does throughout the quarter.
Yeah.
So earnings, uh, earning release dates impacts stock prices a lot as well. You might see a huge drop, or in Apple's case, as I was mentioning, we see that after earnings release, the stock price goes up. So
Oh, okay. So,
which is a positive indication of the company that people are having good faith. Upon earnings release, people feel more confident and they start investing more.
right. So you're saying that this is the right time to get into for Apple to invest?
Yes. So maybe on Tuesday, or um, even by end of the week on Friday, it could be good time to get in on Apple and expect at least $10 or even more if the earnings release is if the earnings is even better, it might go beyond this as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Kamal, what is the earnings that are expected?
So 1.40 is the estimate.
1.40. I mean, was the last time it was 1.4 or 1 plus? 0.73 in November, earlier
Uh,
in July.
it was 1.25 in Q1 2020. So this time expected estimate is even higher than what it was in last year.
So and it was a gap up after that.
Yes. Let me just confirm again. The gap up was here, which was in July. Uh, this is April, and over here in
After both the last two earnings, there was a gap ups.
yes,
After last two earnings.
right after this earnings release, there was this huge gap up.
And I think they also, I mean, beat
This,
estimate all the time. Last 3 times they've beat the estimate.
yeah, and this was here also. There was two things. One is earnings release, and then they announced about split. So that was another reason why it had such huge gap up. But in general, if you see its earnings release after earnings, it has gone up. And over here also it gave a gap up. So looking at the history, upon earnings release, the stock price is going up, which is a good reference to get in before the earnings release.
Moved up.
Yeah. Though the estimate this time is quite higher.
When is the earnings due?
It's on 27th of January, 10 days from now.
And I think someone was mentioning on the group about Yahoo Finance. I think I saw this on Yahoo Finance. So when you click the share, it says 10 days until earnings call. So that's a good feature on Yahoo also.
Yeah, right. It shows. Okay. Any more questions on Apple? So it's on downtrend, but expected to start reversing sometime this week. Any other questions here?
No, Kamal, I think we are clear on this. Thank you.
Welcome. So let's go to ATD.P. ATD.B. Was there any news on 12th? It has dropped a lot.
Actually, Kamal, last week there was a news that ATD is taking over the Caraher, some other, the real, what is that, retail industry, some other retail company. Carrefour, yeah.
Carrefour. ATD
Yeah,
is tying up with
it's a
Carrefour
French
of
giant, yeah.
the French giant for the
Yep.
shop, for the retail outlets.
All right. Okay, so let's see. It had a drop on,
A drop of almost about 11%.
yeah, a gap down opening on 13th, then it went down further. Then on Friday, it has started coming up. So RSI and Williams are both based on the way it tried to recover on Friday. It has started showing upward movement. I would like to see what would be the support for this. So when it drops this way, we need to be little careful in seeing whether it can drop further. So I think the low over here was 36 and there looks to be a support here at 35. It's not a strong support, but one, two, three. Yeah, so there's a support at 35, which means it could be a good time to enter now with a $1 stop loss of 35.
Yeah.
And since it had dropped outside the Bollinger Band, as last week Vivek sir was mentioning, either the stock tries to get inside the Bollinger Band or the Bollinger Band extends to cover to bring the stock in in the envelope. So for this, because it moved up on Friday, we might expect reversal from here upward. So a buy around current price of 38 is also good, because if it starts moving up, it could reach up to 47. So a buy around 38 with a stop loss of $3, 35. Stop loss at 35 and a target price of $47. Vivek sir,
Thank-
would you suggest buying at this price, or do you think it can fall down further?
Kamal, I've already given this. I'm already in this share in this script, and I've also posted it on the group.
Mhm.
I entered the share at 36.50,
Great.
and my target is 45.50, 46.75, 47.40. मैंने ग्रुप पे शेयर किया हुआ है.
Awesome.
This also came up in one of my screeners earlier, and it has again come up in my screener again today also. So, as per my screener request, I would be willing to enter in even now with a small stop loss of about, as you said, 36 or 35.50, or even 35 now.
Thank you, Kamal. Thank you, Vivek sir.
Welcome. I mean, I've already given it in the group, so I mean, it's already there.
That's great. So this
I think
is
I've given it in one of them. Group 2 पे दिया हुआ शायद.
sure. I'll make sure to forward to other groups, and this looks good stock to enter.
This yeah.
And since it's on TSX, it can be traded on Monday as well.
Yes.
So, Kamal, Vivek sir, I have a question on this one.
Sure.
This had a news on the news that it is going to acquire Carrefour in France.
Yes.
So it went down. Then the French government, it came in and they said like they're not allowing it. And now they're just trying to have a partnership if they are unable to buy that. So will this development have any effect on the price?
It should shoot up further. With the news coming in, it fell down because a lot of capital would have been shifted into buying the new venture K4.
Yeah, but now the buying is not happening.
If the buying is not happening, that means the funds are still available for them to go in for a partnership, so it will shoot back.
Okay.
I had initially targeted this entry at around 42.
Yeah.
If you ask me personally, I've actually entered it at about 42 or 41.50.
Okay.
It crashed. Then the same day, I went and bought double the quantity. I
Okay.
did my
Thank you.
at 11% dip.
All right.
My entry price was actually 41, 42. If you look at the low in end of October, Kamal, the red candle in end of October. Yeah, this one. This one. What is the low? 40, 40. 41.
Yes,
I would
you're
have
right.
entered this script. A very strong support was a 41, which was just broken down because of one news. The next support was at about 38. 38 or at 36. 36.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, thank you
Which
so
is
much. Thank
entered
you.
in immediately. But at 11% dip, it was a screaming buy for me. And today, if you ask me, it has touched my average buying price. So I'm almost in green.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
So
Vivek.
that is the reason why I was expecting it to move up anyway, because the indicators are screaming it's a buy.
And Vivek sir also shared one very important point, as some of you ask usually, should we buy more to reduce our average? In this case, since Vivek sir had made initial buy here around 41 point something, and then it dropped. And here he bought more quantity, which made his average to come down, and now he's almost break even. So when this kind of drop happens, even I prefer to buy in more quantity, which brings down the average so much. So once the stock starts recovering, it recovers faster. And if it comes up, let's say even if it comes up to mid Bollinger Band, you're in profit.
Kamal, can you please repeat the name of this stock?
It's ATD.B.
ATD.B. Okay. And you're saying that this is the right time to enter?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I would suggest you think of buying this stock tomorrow itself,
Okay.
At the start of market itself.
at the start of market, or if tomorrow being Tuesday or maybe Monday, you could buy it around the mid of this of the day's movement.
Right.
What high and low for the last day traded? 38 and 36. So something around 35.50 or 37.50. You can put a buy order.
Okay.
It will touch 37.50 definitely if you are lucky.
Sure.
You can buy it at 37.50, and if you are not getting it, then at the end of the day, whatever price you're getting, take it and take it with you.
Right.
Then don't wait. If you don't get 37.50 during the day,
Mm-hmm.
about an hour for the market to end, if your order is not filled in, then buy it at the market price, because that means it is gaining strength and it will shoot up.
Right. Sure.
You said 37.50, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. Because
Yes.
why I said
Thanks.
37.50 is because the high and low for the candle, the high is 38.35, the low is 36, and the median value will be middle value will be about 37.50.
Okay, makes sense.
I
Thanks.
expect that at least to touch.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bhatia.
And your stop loss will be the previous day's low. So the red candle low, that is 36. That is your stop loss. So you are playing on a $1.50 stop loss for a profit of approximately about $45 at 45 level. So if you're buying at 37, selling at 45, you're going to sell almost $8 or $7 away. So you're playing on a ratio of 1.5 to 7. The risk reward is very high, almost 1.4.
Right.
And if someone is thinking to hold for long term, it gives dividend as well. No, but it's a definite hold for medium term. I mean, short term to medium term.
It's like this: if they're tying up with Carrefour, either they are buying out or they're partnering, they are expanding their retail business, and that is a business of which will be there for long term.
And Mr. Bhatia, the resistance you're saying is 45?
Yes.
I have my targets. I have my targets at 45.50, 47.40. Those are my targets: 45.50, 46.75, 47.40.
Mm-hmm.
So the first target is this 45.18 or 45.20, and
Okay.
the next is around 46.
46.75
Yeah.
is what I've.
Okay.
And if it goes further, then 47.
I mean, I will share you one more technique which I use for my stop losses. Once I'm in profit, I normally don't exit my stock before a 10% profit. That is my first paramount rule. I will never exit if I don't get 10% profit. All right. Number one. Number two, minute I'm 5% in profit, I start trailing my stop losses. I start trailing my price. And how do I trail? I take the previous day's low as my stop loss. So every day is a new stop loss. So the previous day low is my stop loss, and I keep moving with the trend. The minute my stop loss is achieved or triggered, I am out of my trade 100%. So that means what I have lost is from the top of the point, I have lost only a percentage, one single percentage point. I will never lose more than that. 1 or 2% maximum. That is the safest way to play on a stop loss. Somebody works on a percentage. I work on the previous day stop loss, the previous day low. If I'm in profit.
So if we take as an example, if let's say VXR had entered this somewhere here, and then from here on, the trailing stop loss for the next day would be,
The previous day is low.
so which is, for this case, it would be 33.05 would be a stop loss for the next day. For this day, it would be 34.81. So since it keeps going up, even the stop loss keeps going up.
And in the next red candle, I would have been stopped out.
Yeah.
Next red candle,
This one?
yeah, I would have been stopped out because
Yeah,
the
because,
previous red candle is higher.
right.
So what is my stop loss achieved? Just work on the target again. Go to the previous candle. Next candle, first red candle after that. Yeah. The low is 35.47. What is my entry point?
You entered here at high, let's say even if you entered
At
at
the
high,
height, yeah. At the height.
so it is 34.23 you have
Or
entered, and
I
you
exited at
35.47, so which is like $1.
that's
$1.
about how much?
So you entered here at 34 point,
That's how much percentage? 1 divided by 30.
yeah. So like around 3.5%.
Yes. That is one route of taking it. If I had taken it as per my other schedules, look at the profit margin that I would have picked up. That's one way of trailing a stop loss.
And once your trade has exited here, would you re-enter here, or you would again wait for it to come down to the lower volume
I
level?
would wait for it to come down. I mean, I would have waited for it.
Okay.
I would have possibly entered somewhere in the mid-May. This center. I would have entered over here. Here or the next green candle after that.
Okay. At the low of this green candle.
Yeah. At the close of that candle, you can take that. Or the low of that, mid of that candle.
Mhm. So around 40 point.
Because once the red candle gets broken, the high gets broken on the red candle. Come again. Yeah. Once, right. To your right. One more. Yes. The high is 40.76. So once that is taken off, I may have entered the candle also again. And even if I entered at 40.75 or 40.80, no, the next day.
Yeah, the next day at low. Yeah.
At 40.80, had I even entered, but then I always work on a longer profit margin.
Yeah.
I would to look at many more parameters before making an entry, which would be the RSI, Williams R, CCI, and then take any entry over there.
Yet in this case, the RSI and CCI would RSI and Williams R would not have.
Would not have done it.
Yeah.
I would have entered in around 10th of June. Even 10th of June would have been difficult. Even this would have been difficult because the RSI is not favoring me.
Yes.
Well, I have not entered this trade at all. Because look at any other trade, I would normally enter a trade when the Williams R is around minus 90 and RSI is around 30, 35.
So around this time, it's a very suitable time to enter.
Yes. You look at the one in the earlier candle also, even the earlier candle, yes. What is RSI and what is the Williams R?
So RSI was 26, Williams R is minus 95.
Yes. Had that news not come, this would have moved up earlier only.
Yeah, it could have reversed from here. So the next stock request is BLDP. So BLDP is one of those stocks on TSX which has been performing quite well. In 2020,
A lot of power.
yeah, 2020 it has done very well. Now it is going through correction. Both RSI, Williams are confirming the downtrend. So if you are looking to enter this, it's time to wait for it to fall down further. As you can see, there are gap up openings, so which needs to be covered. So wait for it to at least fall up to 32.6. It might drop down further, and the next support is close to 28.3. So if you see, it is trying to reverse around 33.6 or 32.6. Within this range, if you see it's reversing, you might enter in small quantity. It should fall down to this support ideally if it is taking full correction. However, sometimes it happens when the stocks like this are on uptrend, the market pushes it up from the mid Bollinger Band itself. So there are some stocks which start reversing from the mid Bollinger Band around. So for this, it would be around 33.5 to 32.5. If it doesn't reverse from this range, and if it continues downward, the entry point could be at this support of around 28.2 with a stop loss at 23.5 and a short-term target. You could expect its next 52-week high above around
48, 45.
yeah around 48.5. So a buy around 28.5 is 28.3 is the best if it comes up to this level. If it starts reversing around 32.5, 33.5, you could enter in small quantity with for a target of around 48.5 and a stop loss. If you enter around 33, the stop loss could be at this 28.3. And if you enter at 28.3, the stop loss would be 23.3, 23.5. Let's see how it performs on earnings. Its next earnings is very long, so there's no point. I think it by that time it would have changed the trend. So I would say wait for few days. I think this week it would be better to just watch it coming on downtrend, and maybe towards end of the week if it starts reversing, then you could possibly enter. Any additional comments, Vivek sir, you would like to add to this?
Just one thing, Kamal, before you shift the screen.
Mhm.
There are two gap ups in the last in this year itself, in the month of Jan.
Yes.
The last gap up is trying to fill it up. So there is a high possibility it climbed in the month of January on an angle of about 85 or 90 degree, almost 90. It's coming down in the same manner. There is a high possibility that may enter in at around 28. You get a very good chance to enter around 28. And which could happen within the next 1 week or 2 weeks, upper limit 2 weeks. But it's a good one to keep it in mind, in view, and keep tracking this stock.
Yes. I was just changing this view to week so that you could see how the stock has traded last year.
Short out.
So this was it's more than last year. It was here in Jan 2020. 6 Jan 13
It's tripled its size.
10. It was at $10 and then it reached close to 42, 48.
Four
Almost.
times, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. So I totally agree with Vivek sir. It's a stock we should be watching, and if we can get an entry around 28, it's a stock to keep it for long term. Even in medium term, it could reach around $50. If we buy around 28, $50 could be a good exit for this. Are we good on this? If we are, then let's go to next is FLT.
Yeah, you can.
Vivek sir, do you want me to check anything else for this stock? BLD?
No. I've already given my. I already posted this stock on the group.
Okay.
When I had posted on 14th,
Mhm.
my positions, I've also posted green stocks, green energy stocks. That is when Ballard was already there.
Right. Yeah. I didn't see.
But my entry is 23 something, 23 and 28 between this range, which is exactly what you also said. I've mentioned 23.75 and 28.
Mhm. Yeah. So uh, as of now, it
Same,
looks that
exactly what you have said. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly what you said.
this is a strong support.
Buy at 28, sell at 48.
Right. So at this price, it has a very good return, $20 on a $28 stock. Okay, great. So let's go to FLT. FLT, TSXV, Tron. Okay. So this week it was very dynamic. It has gone up. How much? 11% on 13, then another 11% on 14, pushed up and then dropped. So if you are already in this stock and if you have not exited on Friday, you could consider to exit. As you can see, it had reached its high, which was its 52-week high, and then it has closed lower. So you could expect on Monday to drop down further. And if you are, I have not seen who had requested this.
So, Kamal, I requested this one. So I booked my profit on Friday.
Great.
And but there was a news, around this stock last week that I think this is either tying up with someone or this stock was taken over at the price of 1.20.
Mhm.
But in Friday there was a news flash, that deal was cancelled. That's the reason I decided, to exit.
Okay.
It was fall down.
All right. Yeah. So based on the technicals as well, I would expect it to drop on Monday. If you have booked a profit here, that was a good time to book your profit. So you can now wait for it to drop down at least till 0.99 or $1 again. It doesn't have a strong support here, but if you want to hold it again for short term, so 0.99 with a smaller quantity. And if it has a full correction, then a better entry would be at 0.80. It has a,
Okay.
yeah, that was the previous support as well. But the next entry around first small entry around 0.99 or $1 if you are looking for a short term gain. And next entry for the long term, if it has a full correction around 0.80 or otherwise at this 0.85, it has a good support at 0.85 as well.
Okay.
I think it is a good stock for medium term hold as well. Somehow it had a long downtrend period during this, then it recovered during November, and now it has peaked here.
Yeah, last year there was no revenue, right? And there was no earning, and they were reporting, the continuous loss. And I think this year they're hoping that they will get the revenue. As in the US and in Canada, I think they have the approval for their drone delivery.
Yeah, since it's like a $1 stock, so seeing it fall from 1.6 to 0.8 would not be an unexpected thing. So you could wait until you see it under 0.85. If you want to get in with large quantity, wait for some time for it to fall under 0.85. Vivek sir, any comments for this one?
No, I think you're right. Appropriate entry will be 0.8, 0.9 or 0.8.
Yeah.
0.8 would be most appropriate to enter in the stock again if you're looking for a correction to re-enter the stock. But I have my own reservations towards penny stocks.
So this stock is on TSXV, and this TSXV has stocks which are kind of upcoming businesses. So on that basis, this won't get delisted from this Wealthsimple at least. However, if we are looking at this, there it was on long downtrend, and then it has had a kind of spike twice, once here in November and then here. So if it falls down again to 0.80, it couldn't be a surprise.
Yep.
But in terms of business as such, they are they have it in Canada and also tying up in US. So long-term perspective, it could be a good to have in portfolio if we can get it under 0.85 or around 0.80.
Thank you, Kamal.
Welcome. Oh, BB. Okay. Do we have Pawan? Is Pawan there on the call?
Pawan.
I don't see him.
We have Vivek, Vineet, Prasad. No, Pawan is not on the group yet.
Yeah.
This is Pawan's favorite stock.
Yes.
BlackBerry.
So last week we had
Pawan का
discussed
है या
this.
Adil का था ये?
Pawan had requested, and then he mentioned that he had not sold because he was expecting more, and
Yes.
it did go up. So on Thursday it was up 21%, and then Friday it went up further and then closed lower. It closed here on at 11.46. Somehow it should have shown green candle. It is showing a red candle because it closed at 12.48. So it was
Showing
supposed
a
to.
red because it opened almost at the height. It opened at 1356.
Okay.
It opened at 1356, made a high of 1470, and then closed at 1248. So the
Right.
candle will be a red candle
Right.
because of the opening, and the opening is higher and closing is lower than the opening.
Right. So it gave a gap up opening which started at 13.56.
Yes.
Okay. So
Gap is still holding.
yes, the gap is still there. So we can.
Even the highest wick and the lowest wick is not has not closed the gap.
That's right. So as you can see in Williams R, it has turned downward. You could expect that it might trade lower on Monday because if you see, look at the volume, people have taken away their profits on Friday when it opened higher. So expect it to fall down further for some of those who are still waiting to exit to take out their short-term profits. And for buying it again, 10.
8.
We waited last time at 8 and it never touched.
It did not come. So 8.5, 8.5, 8.6.
Okay. So 8.5 is a strong support.
Because that
One,
gap
two,
on the
three.
gap is there, which is yet to be filled in.
Yeah, this
First week of December, this gap is yet to get filled in.
this gap is filled.
No, this gap, first December gap, first December gap,
Uh, for,
first December.
yeah,
Every other gap has been filled in except this one.
okay.
And this is at 798, which is why I still feel 8 is the right appropriate way to buy. But if 8 is not coming, then 8.6 or 8.75.
Okay. And I was thinking based on the way it reversed from here,
Yes.
if the positivity is still there in the market because of the news which BlackBerry has. So an early entry here with a small position around 9.5.
Yes, why not? You're taking it $1 earlier, but why not? Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah,
So as not to miss the trade.
that's right. So ideal buy is as you mentioned, right, at 8. But if it doesn't come and we don't want to miss, then an early entry with a small position around 9.5.
What would be the target price to sell, Kamal?
Okay.
I'm
Let's.
holding it. I'm holding it since 10. I didn't sell it on Friday. I don't know why. I was just too greedy. To be very, very honest, because I had APHA as well. And APHA also I bought it same time when I bought BB.
Okay.
So I don't know why I sold APHA. I had a stop loss for APHA. I didn't put it for this, and now I'm regretting. I don't know.
It's okay.
No,
Let's
don't
see.
regret it.
Yeah.
You're
On
still
on
in
the
a good profit.
Yeah.
on the flip side, I'm holding at 7 and I sold it and sold half at 14. So I made 100% profit on the number of shares I sold.
So now
So
your
I'm
stays are all free.
Awesome.
yes.
Whatever you're holding is a free stock.
Yeah, now
Kamal, you
I
shouldn't
won't
have
touch
Kamal. You
that.
shouldn't. Now Kamal is rubbing on my face. Basically, he's like, "Buddy,
But I
I'm
will
living on profit right now."
but I will re-enter it as Vivek and Kamal said, like around 8.5, even 9, because I've already taken profit at 14, so I don't mind entering even at 9.5.
Yeah, and half the stocks that you already have is like free
They're
stock for you.
yeah, they're like free stocks, so I don't mind entering even at 9.5 because it's a very for me like it's a very longer term uh, prospect, so I don't mind holding it for year or more.
Because BlackBerry is changing its profile of its business. So because they are
Yes,
reinventing themselves, it becomes better to now have faith in the company and in the leadership and in doing it.
and also the fact that it will go hand in hand with the EV vehicles, because I think they are, as their CEO themselves said, that they are contracted with I think more than 65% of the electric vehicles. So I think their security and system would be very useful for all the new car manufacturers.
Hmm.
So definitely one for the future.
Kamal, if you want to set targets, change your date from day to week or month.
Okay.
It will be easier for you to set a target. There, now you get it. No.
I'll remove this.
Ah. You can go up to 18. Your next target, first target will be 18. After the current high, next target will be 18.
Yes. So since it has already touched this high, which was around 13.74, it already crossed this 14.
14.7 it went, I think.
Yeah,
So 16 and 18 are the next targets,
right. So 16
visually
would,
speaking.
yeah, 16 would be the next target, and then 18 after that.
Immediate targets. If you're looking at long-term targets, then you can have to go further out. But you've already gone into 18
Yeah,
to 18 to get this target out, which is almost a 3-year duration. That is good enough.
So when you say 16 immediate target, you mean like within like 3 months or so?
so next
So
time,
you really can't say. You really can't say. But because there is momentum over here, the candles are big.
Mm-hmm.
The buy volumes have also suddenly shot up. I would look at 16 or 18 within a duration of about possibly 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, because I think with BlackBerry, their gap ups during opening have been like very phenomenal. Like if you see Thursday and Friday, they didn't just rise gradually; they rose like massively at the start. So that's why I think we see those big candles, right?
yeah, also
No,
big,
these are weak candles. These are week long candles. So you please
Yeah.
convert it back to day. Convert it back
Yes.
to day to analyze that.
Mm.
and the gap
How
ups
you
are
see
big.
it?
The gap ups here are because it's traded also in US market. So you see gap ups here on TSX because TSX starts trading at 9:30.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yes.
It had a long consolidation phase happening.
So it was from
Between
March.
6 to 8. 6 to 8. Look at that consolidation.
Yeah, it was in this channel for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's really tested the patience of every investor.
And then those who entered around this time, they were lucky to get almost double their investments.
Actually, this is the right thing if you look at it carefully. You look at the indicator bands, you look at the Bollinger Bands, and it is moving within the Bollinger Band position only. You look at the way it happened in November, first week of November. Kamal, the RSI and Williams are on first week of November, the dip of November.
RSI was 36 and
And look
Williams
where the
are,
price is on the Bollinger Band.
yeah. Here it was minus 98. And if we see here, RSI was above 35, but Williams R was close to minus 95. It was minus 92. So these times were very good entry points. I think around this time, Hassan had mentioned about BlackBerry. So for target, I think the next target based on momentum, you can expect 16.
I really can't answer because for me, your screen is frozen. My net is very bad today.
Is anyone else seeing my screen as frozen?
No, it's my issue only. I know it.
Okay.
Nobody else.
So it was 16.24 was the next peak, then 17.33 and 18. So 16.25 we can expect as the next target. If you are okay for holding it, you could hold it, or if you want to exit and then buy it again at lower around 9.5 or even 10. If let's say if you exit on Monday, so it closed on 12.5, so you could still expect it to touch 12.5 again, and then sell and buy again at 10 or 9.5. In which case also you are profitable if you had bought for short term.
Makes sense.
What you could also do is you could keep a sell target at a high of 1470 or 1450 and see the trade on Monday how it is happening, because it's traded on TSX also. In case if your upper gets hit and if it's trading green, then you can play accordingly. Then you can play with the stop of the previous day's low, which is 11.12, which is just 12. If you're already holding it, If it opens in green, if it is opens in green on Monday, keep a stop of 12 and carry the lot.
Okay, yeah, this makes more sense. Yeah, thank you, sir.
The reason I'm saying that is because though the candle is red, it opened at a much higher gap up opening and did not close the gap at all, even if the candle closed in red. So that is why I'm expecting it to go further up tomorrow on Monday also.
Okay, sir.
Watch the movement on Monday. If it opens higher and if you want to get out, keep it at the highest point of Friday to sell around that time at 1470
Okay.
with a stop of 12. If it goes below 12, it is you are securing your profits.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Most welcome.